Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Namaskaram to all. In this series of Thirumala Vaibhavam stories, this week, let's go back to history and find out how our Venkatesha Perumal came to these 7 hills to be present, the god of this Kali Yuga.
Shri Shesha Chaila Garudachala Venkatatri Narayanatri Vrishabhatri Vrishadri Mukhyam Aghyam Dutiya Vasade Ranisam Vatanti Shri Venkatachalapate Davashuprabhatam. In this stanza of our Shuprabhatam, it says about the 7 holy hills on which the Venkatachalapati, the Lord of the 7 hills, dwells to give us his divine blessing. The divine god of Shesha Shaila, named after Adishesha, the serpent, the Garudachala, named after Garuda, Venkatatri, the dweller of the mountain Venkatachalam, Narayanadri, Narayana Muni, who attains the blessings in these hills, Vrishabhadri, where the Ashura Vrishabha was given salvation, thus attaining the name, and Vrishadri and other adjoining hills as Anjanadri, Niladri. All of these, we, your divine devotees, are never tired of saying the names of all these hills, depicting your unparalleled divine presence here. We all utter the names of these 7 hills where you reside upon, thus saying, Dhava Shuprabhadam to you, Govinda, Govinda. This week's episode, let us start with the origin of these hills. This is basically the Varaha Kshetra, the abode of Lord Varaha. These hills come through all Chatur Yugas. When Jaya and Vijaya, the guardians of the divine gate at the ocean of milk, where our Narayana, Lord Narayana resides, they both get a curse to be born as Asuras for 3 continuous births, and they were given the relief that they will be destroyed or they will die at the hands of Mahavishnu. Now when Varaha Avatara takes place for the purpose of destroying the demon Hiranyakshan to protect the mother earth from him, Varaha decides to reside in these hills of Thirumala along with Bhudevi Tayar. So basically, Varaha Perumal is the owner of these hills as a whole. In the meantime, when a big yajna is conducted by the Sapta Rishis, there arises a question, to whom should this havis, that is the offering, reach to? Brihu Maharishi, the sage, has been given the duty to ascertain it. He goes to Brahmaloka, where Lord Brahma ignores him. He gets angry. He goes to Shivaloka, wherein he is in deep conversation with Parvati and neglecting the Maharishi, where again the Rishi gets more wild. He enters the Vaikuntha, where Lord Narayana is sleeping with his consorts at his service. Now Brihu Maharishi gets wild and he kicks the chest of Narayana, wherein the Devi Mahalakshmi resides upon. Perumal gets hold of the Rishi's feet, asking for pardon, at the same time crushing his eyes, which had the power in his fingers of his foot. Brihu Maharishi realized the compassion, the karunyam of Perumal, and decides he is the chief who is potent enough to receive all those offerings. In the meantime, Goddess Mahalakshmi got angry at her Lord for showing this mercy to a person who kicked him, and that too her place of residence. In spite of Narayana's pleading, she got away towards Bhuloka. All in the game. Now this is the story behind the start of Perumal coming to Thirumala. In the Yuga before, wherein Lord Narayana was in his Krishna avatara, his mother Yashoda was so disgusted that she couldn't witness the marriage of her son Lord Krishna with Rukmini. In a sort of consoling his mother, Krishna promises her that in the Kali Yuga, she will be Vakula Malika, Vakula Bharana as the mother of Lord Srinivasa and shall witness his marriage with Padmavati Tayar. So, every puzzle, every story falls in line. Now Perumal decides to get down to the hills of his residence of the Varaha Swami and asks Varaha Swami's permission to reside in Thirumala. Varaha approves to the Perumal and in turn lays the following condition. The first preference is to be given to him. Therefore, as per Perumal's words, we need to have the darshan of Varaha Swami first and then Srinivasa. This is a written rule by Lord Srinivasa himself. And all prasadams, nevedyam, to be first given to Varaha Swami every day, which is done till date. Now everything starts rolling. In the meantime, there was a king who is rolling the full Thonda Mandalam, covering the present days Tamil Nadu, Andhra, all in the name of Akasha Raja. Though he has every sort of blessing in life, he is left with an absolute sadness wherein he doesn't have a child. So he decides to perform a yajna for that. While digging or plowing the land for that, there comes a lotus bud, and when it opens up, it opens very beautifully with a girl child in its center. Because born in a lotus flower, she is named Padmavati and brought up so. Bhudevi Pirati Thayar is born, and Lord Narayana is existing in the hills of Varagashetra, waiting for things to happen in the process. Now to help Narayana, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva poses themselves as the cow and calf, and they are made to sell themselves to the queen of Akash Raja. In order to feed Lord Srinivasa, the cow and the calf goes to the Thirumala mountain daily and then pours the milk on the ant hill where Lord Srinivasa is performing the penance or the tapas to marry Padmavati Thayar. Now the queen of Akash Raja finds out this particular cow is not giving the volume of milk to be yielded, and she couldn't find out the reason behind it. The cowherd boy is asked the reason for, and he tries to find out following the cow and the calf. He is angered to see them both standing on the ant hill and pouring the milk on the ant hill. The cowboy gets wild and tries to kill the cow, wherein Lord Srinivasa springs up from the ant hill and gives him a death sentence instantly. Before that, the blow from the cowboy lands at Lord Srinivasa, and he receives the blow, spilling out the good amount of blood on the calf and the cow. The blood spills over the cow and the calf, and it returns back to the palace, and thereafter rings for the king, who comes out and sees the blood on both of them. The king follows them immediately and finds out the anthill. Lord Srinivasa gets angry on him, curses him to go as an Ashura, and the king begs for pardon, saying that he did no mistake. Now Lord Srinivasa says, whomever the subjects commit a mistake, then the king is bound to receive the punishment. Then he relieves the king, saying that when the king shifts the crown to Lord Srinivasa, when the marriage between Padmavati and Srinivasa takes place, the king retains his original form. This week, a stop here to this interesting story and continuation in this coming episode. Till then, Ishanam Jagatosya Venkatapater Vishno Param Preyashim Tasvakshachala Nityavasarashikam Takshanti Samvardhinim Padmalankrita Pani Pallavayukam Padmasanasam Shriyam Vatsalyadi Gunojvalam Bhagavatim Vande Jaganmataram. Srimate Nihamanta Mahadeshikaya Namaha.